Greetings and welcome to this meditation group on September 21st, 2023, here in Los Alamos. Those of us who are here present and those of us online, you've been talking about surrender and striving, living a life that's more getting closer to effortless ease, which seems nearly impossible. But flowing with the movement provided by life rather than kicking against it or going upstream. As we talked about even last time, flow versus restriction, but this time it's surrender and not striving, no more striving. So we're going to begin our time as we normally do, coming into the deeper breath. Whatever way that you can capture a slow, steady, rhythmic breath in through the nose, very slowly down to the belly, and then back up. And you don't need to count, but some people give it a certain number of seconds. And I've heard different numbers like 7 and 4 and 9, 7 on the in-breath, the count of 7, and then holding it for 4 seconds. And then longer on the out-breath when you get there. On the exhale, 9 seconds for an exhale. Just make that an approximate. And you can pause in between and hold your breath or not. But the important thing is to breathe in very, very deeply. And in doing so, you come into more of a calm response rather than the stress response. Hopefully, in closing your eyes and breathing deeply, you come into a calmer place, a centered place, a grounded place. In this moment, now. And consider just for a moment what was discussed in our time of conversing before and also in the chapter, but all the ways in which you do come into what seems to be so normal for humans: fitfulness and toil, striving and tension, sometimes even chaos, sometimes despair and depression, but just the busyness of the day, all that needs to be done, that seems to be moving against you with strength, weighing on you. Acknowledge that just for a moment. And you may even visualize it in some way. See it in your life, see yourself moving throughout your day in busy, engaged pursuits. More force than power, more push and shove, more trying rather than surrender. You know how your days go. But if you could just come into this next recognition, awareness, insight, and making a shift and moving into the place of surrender and all that you just thought about your life and all the busyness and the motion and movement, sometimes a senseless stirring. And you might even say the words, I surrender. With an initial intention to let go. And it may not seem like it really does, but use that as an intention. And you may get help from someone or something larger than you, that is you, outside of you or inside of you. And you could ask for help from the divine realm. You can ask for help from the part of you that may be bigger and knows exactly what to do to help you to surrender, release, and let go. As we talked about in our discussion, another consideration that one of the most powerful ways to surrender to the more essential currents of life and existence is to let go of old emotions that include bitterness, resentment, anger, rage, unforgiveness, sadness, and a sorrow and a grief, all associated with that need to forgive either self or others. And we have approached the topic of forgiveness before, but let's just do it again for a moment and do it in the context of surrendering. No more striving to anticipate a certain outcome, striving to ponder how things could be different if people were different, if they would have done something different, if you would have done something different, to give all of that up, put that in a big wad and throw that out. And just imagine that whatever happened, whatever you did or whatever somebody else did was what was needed. It did happen. And what is really needed now is to not hold on to the old emotions. And again, as we talked about, it has nothing to do with anyone else. If it's self-forgiveness, it has everything to do with you. But even forgiving another person only has to do with you. So you could say, regarding anyone who's done anything that may have been hurtful or harmful, I forgive you for me. Consider what that other person may have done. or didn't do, how they hurt you. I forgive you for me. And God is the love with which I choose to forgive you. Spirit is the love with which I choose to forgive you. Source, source consciousness, all that is the love with which I choose to forgive you. I am the love by which I choose to forgive you. I forgive you completely, thoroughly, and permanently. I choose to hold nothing against you any longer. I release you. And regarding self-forgiveness, say it again. We've said it before, but I forgive myself for, and whatever it is that you think is your offense, what you have done or didn't do. Could be a quality of character, it could be an action or behavior. It could be something that you don't like about yourself. It could be something that someone else doesn't like about you. Something you did to hurt someone, something you did to hurt yourself. I forgive myself for, and name it. This is surrender. And God is the love by which I forgive myself. The divine source, spirit, creator, higher mind is the love with which I forgive myself. The universe and all that is, all that exists in all the places. The greatest reality of all, which I am a part. That is the love by which I forgive myself. I am the love by which I forgive myself. God, the divine source and spirit, is the love by which I love myself. I am the source of love, one with source, and from that fountain of love, I forgive myself and love myself. I have love for me. Blessed are those who know their need, for theirs is the grace of heaven. Blessed are the humble, for they are close to the sacred earth. Blessed are those who weep, for their tears will be wiped away. Blessed are the forgiving, for they are free. Blessed are those who hunger for earth's oneness, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the dear in heart, the clear in heart, for they see the living presence. Blessed are those who suffer for what is right, for theirs is the strength of heaven. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they are born of God. Blessed are you. You are blessed. Just allow yourself to come back very gently, softly, moving back into this place and this time where we are here in this group or wherever you are in the room you're in. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.